memang mereka di atas kertas sangat diunggulkan dalam pertandingan ini.
Putuskan bahwa di hajatan bola kali ini seluruh memang Bung Supri juga pasti bisa merasakan ya sebagai
Pertandingan ini dengan 90 menit loh.
Betul.
Jika mereka ingin memenangkan pertandingan.
menanggapi hal ini.
Ya, ini sebuah walaupun dalam bentuk sebagai
Sama-sama menyanyikan anthem ataupun lagu kerekrut.
Ya, karena bukan hanya satu tapi dua ya.
betul.
Selain saya besar yang digelar sebelumnya, ini menggelar laga antara
Pemain masuk bersama-sama ke dalam lapangan dan
dan yang menarik. Wasit yang memimpin jalannya pertandingan ini adalah
11 pemain aja yang berada di lapangan.
Akan menyulitkan bagi Prancis kalau sampai
bangsaan di tengah lapangan bagaimana?
oleh Paraguay yang defensif dan Prancis, Bung Ropan,
Yang berada di lapangan ini memperlihatkan bahwa
target besar yang diusung oleh Deschamps untuk bisa membaik ternyata sentuhannya sangat minimal. Jadi
yang punya semangat juang tinggi, itu dia.
Dan ini kita bisa melihat ya bagaimana hari
bete ya, karena harusnya mereka menjalani babak 32 Blue dengan 11 pertamanya.
Dan formasi pemain yang sama, Kano, kemudian Saliba dan Digne dan Rabiot. Kemudian gelandang mereka.
Bagaimana line up dari Maroko?
Ridwan Hal-Hal masuk menggantikan Owi dan juga Ayub Buadi di tengah menjadi double pivot. Di belakang Ismail Sabari dengan begitu dinamis di lini depan dari Maroko.
Possession game that Morocco has. Away we go in Philadelphia. And the ball immediately sent behind by full eye on the forecast. Early chance for France to get a ball into the box. Digne there, and that's Hashim Akam with the clearance away. And then it's volleyed wide. Talks a lot about drift back into the habits that they know at club level, and he said that in many ways this French team has to play a different way.
That France uses to create.
It's an important interception, noticeable early that Ousmane Dembele appears to have started on the right. They've sent Ulisse underneath. But that's something that can change throughout the game. Going to have to try and get support up to Ayman Hussein tonight, considering that they've opted for the extra body in midfield. That gets away from Dembele. Get away. Dean, and space for Mbappe, and that will be sticks. Looking in the 6th minute, deep from the free kick, and then there's a tumble in the box. It was Saliba who went down. Here is Ulisse, and he swings it wide. And they were looking for Mbappe and Dembele, born in Manchester. Dean, and punched away, only as far as the edge of the box, and Ulisse, and then that's Mbappe having a swing. Kylian Mbappe on 14. Became France's record World Cup scorer in their first game. Dembele gets it back. Akam getting it away. Rabiot. Overlap from Dean. And dealt with out on the right. Dembele, that took a deflection, and then the defender got in the keeper's way. Ilus pouncing. Iqbal clearing. And Iraq are got to try and push up a bit here because it's just going to come straight back at them. This is Manu Kone.
They're too far back at this time. They have to take advantage of the times the ball goes out. They have to step out as a unit, try to put a little bit more pressure on the ball in the center of the field.
Mbappe. Dembele leaves it. Ilus likes it on that left foot. You can see what he was planning. It was an important block. Alamari. See the interchanging of the French players as well. Mbappe hits it! Oh!
And what a goal this is, Tony. Here's Mbappe dribbling inside and just
The world's biggest football stage. And that really a result of a dominant opening to the game from the front. Koundé. Even out there right now, Iraq, they've just got to try and win a few individual.
with Al Hamadi up there with him so that he could step into midfield and be involved a little bit more. Now he's left alone at the top.
Ilus.
And it's not easy.
And they were looking for him again there. Cleared away by Alamari. Yeah, the other thing about Mbappe is he's normally a guy for Act 2 or the encore. His last 13 World Cup goals prior to today had all come in the second half and beyond, so... They must try not to give away possession too cheaply. Barcola now, Mbappe's in the middle, others arriving. Bradley Barcola, two players on him, but he can still deliver the cross. Dembele was poised, and Mbappe left it for 5 playoffs, and there, ultimately... Barcola, look at that pace. That
Come out as a unit.
Rabiot sliding it forward for Barcola. Cleared away by Hashim Akam. I think they will be grateful for the hydration break, which we're not too far away from. And on a very warm and muggy evening here, it's temperature up in the high 80s. Upamecano. Now Dembele. Lifted in, and they were looking for Mbappe. Maybe just giving them a chance to reset. We'll see, though, and whether it's just going to fall back into the trend of almost total France possession.
Well, in the end, Tony, it's not only about what you're trying to do, right? You know, France has great players all over the field, and each one of them, you know, can create a scoring opportunity. Play at any one time, and they're interchanging
In behind.
That would be one way to do it.
Mbappe laid back. Dembele. Room for Barcola. White shirts retreating deep into their own penalty area again. Rabiot is out wide. Great interchanging once more. Mbappe went for the shot. Good block. Zidane Iqbal. Dean now, Europa League winner with Aston Villa this year. Cleared away by Zaid Tassin. France ready for the whistle, I think.
Seems like they both are ready for the whistle at this point.
Here's Mbappe. One for him so far. Goes wide, hangs it up. It's a little deep. Very deep. Ilus What a wonderful summer last year here at the Club World Cup. Dembele skipping wide. 4 in the middle in blue. And they can break it up. Actually said that he's played in 3 World Cups. 1 on the left, 1 on the right, 1 in the centre. But he's everywhere at the moment. Here's Dembele. He won't keep that in, will he? Flags up far side. It's been rejuvenated. Former Ballon d'Or. Big mistake this is. It's on a plate for Mbappe.
And they have a shot, and they usually choose to pass to a better placed teammate.
Rabiot. Now are the French really going to get going? It's a 6th World Cup brace for Mbappe. But as we know, he can do more than score 2 at a big game at a World Cup. And here he is. He's looking for a hat-trick. He presents it to Ilus. It's off the bar. Rabiot just away from the Ahmed Basil. Found on a slick surface. Mbappe, lovely control. Runners either side. Picks out Ilus. And they're getting a lot of bodies forward. Dembele, and then it was put wide on the follow-up.
Dembele, top of the box, who tries to...
Half there now. Still playing 4 at the back. And the German-born Youssef Amin is into the game. A player who's got experience playing at the Under-20 World Cup. "40 years ago, of course. Given away by Koundé. Doesn't suffer full in the net. Now you would think that Didier Deschamps will look to his bench. Got such a strong group, and also let some players some minutes. But they've got to want to rack up a few more goals here. While maintaining discipline, of course, at the other end of the field and not giving Iraq any sneak of a chance back into the game. Desiree Doué is being primed to come into the game. He started against Senegal.
And are these really subs? You know, these are really just more starters. That's the quality they have.
Dembele, speaking of quality, there's the shot. Took a deflection. Ilus. Dembele, great finish. Great goal.
So little for this team to score. Watch the turn here from Ilus. Immediately finds the feet hard of Dembele, who makes an extra
because he's coming. A reminder, Doué and Cherki on for France. Confirmation of those changes for France. Still 3 more they can make. And they have a commanding 3-goal lead, and now firmly 1.5 feet, you would say, in the round of 32. We were just talking about the permutations. You certainly do want to win the group, because you'll then play a 3rd place team and they'll also stay in this. Third-place teams will get through. But if you finish third in this group, where you could really be heading off on a longer journey, could be out to the west coast potentially, could be into Mexico.
And you're not dealing only with the distance, but also with the time change. 3 time zones away.
That's right. Sitting here on the Eastern time zone, of course, in Pennsylvania. So what can Iraq do now in this remaining 20 minutes? There's no hydration break, by the way, in this second half, such as the length of the delay between the end of the first half and the start of the second. One thing and one story perhaps not so well told is this unifying moment for this team of Iraq, a team of players from different ethnic groups across the country, and of course joined by a diaspora of players raised in Europe, whose parents left the country, and all united under one flag, and that not to be underestimated. Iraqi journalist was telling me the unifying moment, and again an example of what the World Cup and football can bring.
And these are the neat stories of the World Cup. Each country has their own. And as we said from the beginning of this game, that, you know, maybe for Iraq this game is not so much about result, but success is measured in other ways. And no doubt here they're participating and playing and competing against the best players in the world in France. This is an excellent French team that would be a handful for anyone.
Al-Hamadi on the chase. His domestic future still one for debate. He was at Ipswich Town and on loan at Luton last season, but with Ipswich's promotion to the Premier League, it's going to be tough for him to get minutes at Portman Road next season, so he could be on the move at the end of this World Cup. And again, of course, this is where the shop window is. Dean. Amin now, the substitute. And he went swinger, which is volleyed over. Elise again setting it up. Has been some talk about Elise going to Real Madrid, but they've squashed that and said it's just paper talk. But we'll see what another good tournament on a world stage could do from a mention. He was outstanding for Bayern Munich in the FIFA Club World Cup here last year.
And he had an outstanding season all year for Bayern Munich.
Player who started on the youth books of Reading Football Club in Berkshire, England. This is better, and the cross deflected away. Omar Shah with the cross. Referee says play on, there's no foul, so here come Iraq again, trying to build something from over on that left-hand side. They've got Doski, and that's Kasim's cross, and it wasn't far away, as Al-Hamadi was in there. All back in love with it yet, despite all the talent. Of course, it's
Team play. If anything, every time you watch them play, you think it's the new beginning. They have so much quality up front. They're so interchangeable. They play with such ease.
Kasim, runner outside him and 3 in the middle. Well, that's right, yes. Doué. Chiaki. Look at those feet. Loves to think of himself as a throwback kind of player around Turkey. Player who will run at you, he'll beat you, he'll use both feet. Perform some magic. Not a bad option to bring into a game, is he really?
Not at all. That's what we mentioned before. They have so many starters.
Mbappe. Turkey, Mbappe, he went once, he's gone again! A moment that will be looked back on with great significance, but of course that was then when they really examined the French system. That was when the training bases came in. And that was where a whole new generation of France talent would start to be picked up. As here's Barcola, he's through, squares it, and the French team can do for a long time to come.